In the small, quiet town of Oak Ridge, there was an old and mysterious video game store called Arcane Arcade. The store was tucked away in a dimly lit alley, and its windows were covered in dust, preventing anyone from seeing inside. Rumors circulated among the locals that the games sold in Arcane Arcade were more than just pixels on a screen. They were cursed. One gloomy evening, a curious teenager named Alex wandered into the store. The rusty bell above the door creaked as it swung open, and the air inside felt heavy with an unsettling energy. The shopkeeper, an old man with a long beard and piercing eyes, greeted Alex with a knowing smile. "You seek something different, don't you?" the old man whispered. Alex, intrigued and a bit uneasy, nodded in response. The shopkeeper handed over a mysterious game cartridge called Whispering Shadows. The label was tattered, and the image on it depicted a shadowy figure surrounded by fog. As soon as Alex arrived home and plugged in the game, a chilling melody filled the room. The screen flickered to life, revealing a desolate mansion engulfed in darkness. The objective seemed simple: explore the haunted mansion and uncover its secrets. As Alex progressed through the game, the line between reality and the virtual world blurred. Strange occurrences began happening in Alex's house. Whispers echoed in empty rooms, and shadows moved on their own. Sleepless nights turned into a waking nightmare. The in-game environment mirrored Alex's own surroundings, and each completed level seemed to unlock a new horror within the house. The once familiar rooms became twisted versions of themselves, with distorted furniture and ghastly apparitions. Desperate to break free from the cursed game, Alex sought the help of a local expert in paranormal phenomena. Together, they discovered that Whispering Shadows was no ordinary game. It was a gateway to the spirit realm, and the horrors unleashed were not confined to the digital realm. As they delved deeper into the mystery, the boundary between the game and reality dissolved completely. The haunted mansion materialized in the physical world, and the spirits that lurked within sought vengeance for their disturbed slumber. The town of Oak Ridge plunged into darkness as the malevolent forces from the game wreaked havoc. Alex, now trapped in a nightmarish reality, realized the only way to save the town was to confront the source of the curse within the game itself. The chilling melody played on a loop as Alex faced the final level, a confrontation with the vengeful spirits. Success meant salvation for Oak Ridge, but failure meant an eternity trapped in a twisted digital afterlife. The fate of the town hung in the balance as Alex prepared for the ultimate showdown, surrounded by the echoes of whispered shadows. As Alex confronted the final level of Whispering Shadows, the air grew thick with tension. The haunting melody reached a crescendo, and the once familiar surroundings of the virtual haunted mansion twisted into a nightmarish battleground. Spectral figures emerged from the shadows, their ghostly forms moving with malevolent intent. The air was charged with a sense of dread as Alex navigated through the treacherous terrain, desperately seeking a way to break the curse. The town of Oak Ridge, now engulfed in an otherworldly darkness, felt the consequences of Alex's struggle. Unseen forces shook the foundations of buildings, and eerie wails echoed through the deserted streets. The once quiet town had become a battleground between the living and the vengeful spirits unleashed by the cursed game. As Alex faced wave after wave of supernatural adversaries, the line between the digital and physical worlds continued to blur. The haunting melody seemed to seep into reality, resonating through the air and amplifying the fear that gripped Oak Ridge. In a climactic encounter, Alex stood before the ghostly figure that seemed to be the source of the curse. The figure, shrouded in darkness, revealed a tragic tale of betrayal and unfinished business. The spirits sought retribution for the wrongs committed against them, and the cursed game became a vessel for their vengeance. With determination, Alex engaged in a battle of wits and wills against the malevolent force. Each maneuver in the game had repercussions in the real world, and every decision weighed heavily on the fate of Oak Ridge. In a final, intense moment, Alex uncovered the truth behind the spirit's anguish and devised a plan to break the curse. The virtual and physical realms collided as Alex faced the ultimate challenge, to sacrifice something deeply personal to sever the link between the haunted game and the town. As the sacrifice was made, a blinding light enveloped the surroundings. The haunting melody faded into a distant echo, and the spectral figures dissipated into the shadows. Oakridge emerged from the darkness, its buildings standing tall once more, and the air cleared of the supernatural malevolence. The cursed game, now devoid of its sinister influence, lay dormant. Alex, exhausted and changed by the ordeal, returned to the now ordinary Whispering Shadows game cartridge. The once mysterious label now displayed a serene scene, as if the darkness had never existed. Oakridge slowly recovered from the paranormal onslaught, and the memory of the cursed game faded from the collective consciousness of the town. Arcane Arcade, the enigmatic video game store, disappeared as mysteriously as it had appeared, leaving only a vacant space in the dimly lit alley. As for Alex, the experience left an indelible mark. The boundary between the digital and real worlds may have been restored, but the echoes of Whispered Shadows lingered, a reminder of a harrowing journey through a cursed game that brought a town to the brink of darkness and back. In the small, fog-shrouded town of Ravens Hollow, nestled between ancient forests and misty hills, there stood a peculiar antique shop known as Enigma Emporium. The shop was adorned with creaking wooden signs and faded letters, beckoning those brave enough to step inside. Its eccentric owner, Madame Serafina, was rumored to possess items of supernatural origin, each with a story that whispered of mysteries and curses. One stormy night, a group of adventurous friends gathered at the entrance of Enigma Emporium. Drawn by tales of the strange and otherworldly, they dared each other to explore the shop's cryptic collection. The door swung open with an eerie creak as they entered, and a gust of wind carried the scent of ancient parchment and something more ominous. Madame Serafina, a woman with piercing eyes and a demeanor that hinted at a timeless wisdom, welcomed them. Her gnarled fingers traced the edge of a dusty, ornate box. "Tonight, you seek the extraordinary," she said in a voice that seemed to echo from the depths of time. "But beware, for what you find may find you in return." The friends, undeterred by the warning, explored the shelves lined with mysterious artifacts. One object, in particular, caught their attention: a weathered board game called Eclipse of Shadows. Its elaborate design depicted a lunar eclipse with shadowy figures surrounding the celestial event. As they purchased the game, Madame Serafina's eyes gleamed with a mix of curiosity and concern. "May your journey be one of revelation, not regret," she whispered cryptically. The friends gathered at one of their homes, excited to unravel the secrets of Eclipse of Shadows. The game board unfolded, revealing a haunting depiction of a moonlit graveyard. The rules were obscure, and the gameplay seemed to defy conventional logic. As they moved their pieces, a sense of foreboding settled in the room. The clock struck midnight, and a mysterious energy enveloped the players. Shadows danced on the walls, and the air hummed with an otherworldly presence. The game pieces seemed to move of their own accord, and the players found themselves drawn into a surreal realm that mirrored the graveyard on the board. As the friends navigated the treacherous terrain of the game, the line between reality and the supernatural blurred. Each challenge they faced in the game manifested in their surroundings. A cryptic riddle revealed a hidden passage in their friend's house, and a spectral mist materialized, forcing them to confront long-buried fears. With each passing level, the game became more malevolent, drawing on the darkest corners of their minds. Whispers echoed through the room, and the shadows seemed to stretch and contort, taking on sinister forms. It became clear that Eclipse of Shadows was not just a game but a conduit to a realm of forgotten nightmares. Desperation set in as the friends realized they were trapped in a nightmarish game that defied all logic and reason. The boundaries between player and game, reality and nightmare, became indistinguishable. The moon on the game board glowed ominously, casting an ethereal light that intensified the horror. In their quest to break free, the friends uncovered the tragic history behind Eclipse of Shadows. It was crafted by a long-forgotten cult seeking to merge the realms of the living and the dead. The game was a portal, and each move they made drew the cult closer to achieving its dark purpose. As the friends reached the final level, a chilling revelation awaited them. They stood before a spectral gateway that led to the heart of the cult's twisted dimension. The only way to close the portal and free themselves was to confront the malevolent force that orchestrated their torment. The friends, now bound by a shared destiny, faced the cult's dark leader, a shadowy figure cloaked in ethereal mist. The air crackled with supernatural energy as a battle unfolded between the determined group and the ancient malevolence that sought to escape into the world. In a climactic struggle that spanned the boundaries of the physical and spiritual realms, the friends harnessed the strength of their unity to challenge the cult's dark leader. Each move in the game mirrored their actions in the spectral dimension, creating a surreal dance between reality and the supernatural. With a final, collective effort, the friends overcame the dark force, closing the spectral gateway and sealing Eclipse of Shadows. As the game board folded back into its dormant state, the room returned to normal. The friends, exhausted and forever changed by their harrowing journey, found themselves back in the quietude of their friend's house. They returned to Enigma Emporium to confront Madame Seraphina, seeking answers about the cursed game that had nearly consumed them. The shop, however, had vanished without a trace, leaving only the echoes of a chilling laugh lingering in the air. The friends, now bound by a shared secret and a connection that transcended the ordinary, left Raven's Hollow with a newfound respect for the mysteries that lurk in the shadows. Eclipse of Shadows remained locked away, a dormant relic of a supernatural ordeal that defied explanation. Years later, the friends reunited to reminisce about that fateful night. The memory of Eclipse of Shadows had faded, but the bond forged in the crucible of that supernatural game endured, a testament to the enduring power of shared nightmares and the mysteries that lie beyond the veil of the known. As the years passed, the friends gradually moved on with their lives, each carrying the weight of the shared secret from that unforgettable night in Raven's Hollow. They pursued their careers, started families, and built new chapters, yet the shadow of Eclipse of Shadows lingered in the recesses of their minds. One by one, they received cryptic invitations to a reunion, an event that promised closure and a chance to confront the mysteries that still haunted them. The letters, seemingly materializing out of thin air, bore the unmistakable emblem of Madame Seraphina's Enigma Emporium. Despite the passage of time, the shop's legend had endured, whispering through the town like a ghostly tale. Curiosity and a shared sense of unfinished business compelled the friends to return to Raven's Hollow. The town, now cloaked in a perpetual mist, seemed frozen in time. The air was thick with an eerie silence as they approached the familiar alley where Enigma Emporium once stood. To their astonishment, the antique shop had reappeared, seemingly untouched by the passage of years. The creaking door swung open as they entered, revealing the dimly lit interior and the enigmatic figure of Madame Seraphina, who appeared unchanged by time. "Welcome back, seekers of the extraordinary," Madame Seraphina greeted with a knowing smile. "I see the echoes of Eclipse of Shadows still resonate within you." The friends exchanged uneasy glances, their memories of that night bubbling to the surface. Madame Seraphina guided them to a secluded corner of the shop, where a collection of mysterious artifacts awaited. Among them was a familiar but dormant Eclipse of Shadows, its box showing no signs of the supernatural force it once unleashed. "The threads of fate have woven a complex tapestry," Madame Seraphina intoned. "You were chosen to confront the shadows, and now, the final chapter awaits." As the friends hesitated, unsure of whether to revisit the horrors of the past, Madame Seraphina revealed that the remnants of the cult behind Eclipse of Shadows were stirring once more. The malevolent force sought to breach the boundaries between worlds, and only those who had faced it before could prevent the impending catastrophe. Reluctantly, the friends agreed to unlock the secrets of Eclipse of Shadows one more time. As the game board unfolded, a spectral energy filled the room, transporting them back into the haunting realm they thought they had left behind. The game unfolded with a familiar eeriness, but this time, the friends navigated its challenges with a newfound determination. As they progressed, they uncovered hidden truths about the cult's origins and the ancient rituals that bound the cursed game to their fates. The journey led them to a long-forgotten temple hidden within the spectral dimension. In its heart, they faced a resurrected cult leader, an ethereal entity fueled by the darkness of centuries past. The stakes were higher, and the shadows more menacing than ever. In a battle that transcended the physical and metaphysical, the friends confronted the cult leader with a unity that echoed the strength forged in their previous encounter. Each move they made within the game influenced the outcome in the spectral dimension, and the line between reality and the supernatural once again blurred. As the final confrontation reached its climax, the friends harnessed the lessons learned from their shared nightmare to overcome the ancient malevolence. Eclipse of Shadows, now stripped of its dark influence, crumbled into dust, and the spectral dimension began to fade. With a blinding light, the friends found themselves back in Enigma Emporium. Madame Serafina stood before them, her eyes reflecting a mixture of gratitude and melancholy. "You have woven a new destiny," she said, her voice echoing in the stillness of the shop. "The shadows have been dispersed, and the echoes of the past shall trouble you no more." As the friends emerged from the shop, they noticed a subtle change in Raven's Hollow. The perpetual mist began to lift, revealing a town that seemed to awaken from a long slumber. The air felt lighter, and the once forgotten laughter of children playing echoed through the streets. With a shared glance, the friends acknowledged that their collective ordeal had not only brought closure but also a renewed sense of camaraderie. As they parted ways, the weight of the supernatural burden lifted, leaving behind only the echoes of a shared journey through the mysteries of Raven's Hollow. Madame Serafina watched from the doorway, her gaze following each friend as they disappeared into the fog-shrouded town. With a mysterious smile, she closed the door of Enigma Emporium, leaving the shop to fade once again into the tapestry of legends that whispered through the quiet streets of Raven's Hollow. In the remote town of Blackridge, nestled deep in the heart of a dense and ominous forest, an ancient arcade named Cryptic Cabins stood as a forgotten relic of a bygone era. Locals spoke in hushed tones about the eerie glow that emanated from its windows, and tales of mysterious disappearances were whispered around campfires during the long, chilling nights. One moonlit evening, a group of intrepid teenagers decided to venture into the heart of the forest and uncover the secrets that surrounded Cryptic Cabins. Their leader, Jake, was a fearless thrill-seeker who reveled in the unknown. His friends, though hesitant, couldn't resist the allure of the arcane arcade, where pixelated nightmares awaited. As they approached Cryptic Cabins, the air grew thick with an unspoken tension. The creaking of the ancient sign above the entrance seemed to echo through the trees like a spectral warning. The rusty door groaned open as the group stepped into the dimly lit interior, greeted by the scent of aged wood and the soft hum of long-forgotten arcade machines. Behind the counter stood an old man, his eyes obscured by the shadow of a wide-brimmed hat. With a crooked smile, he gestured toward a dusty arcade cabinet in the corner, its screen flickering with an ethereal glow. The game was called Midnight Maze, and its controls seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. The friends, captivated by a mix of curiosity and trepidation, each took a turn playing the game. As they navigated the maze on the screen, strange occurrences unfolded in the real world. Shadows seemed to dance along the cabin walls, and the air grew colder with every passing level. With each victorious moment in the game, the friends felt a surge of adrenaline, but an unshakable unease crept over them. The virtual maze began to mirror the layout of Cryptic Cabins itself, and the once friendly pixels took on a sinister demeanor, resembling twisted, ghostly figures. As they progressed deeper into the game, the line between reality and the digital realm blurred further. The friends discovered that Midnight Maze was more than just a game, it was a conduit to a spectral dimension, and the spirits within hungered for the souls of the living. The old man, now revealed to be the guardian of the arcade, warned the group about the ancient curse that bound the spirits to the Midnight Maze. The only way to break the curse was to reach the game's final level and confront the vengeful spirits that dwelled within the spectral dimension. Determined to free themselves from the supernatural entanglement, the friends delved into the heart of the Midnight Maze, each level more harrowing than the last. Ghostly apparitions manifested in the real world, and the air buzzed with an intensity that could only be described as paranormal. The final level awaited, a twisted maze that seemed to defy the laws of space and time. The friends, now united against the spectral forces, faced the ethereal guardians of the midnight maze. Each ghost bore the mark of a tragic tale, and their grievances echoed through the haunted corridors. As the friends confronted the spirits, a chilling realization struck: the only way to break the curse was to unearth the long-buried secrets of the arcade's past. The group, now bound by a shared destiny, ventured into the spectral memories of Cryptic Cabins, uncovering a tale of betrayal and the forbidden ritual that had unleashed the vengeful spirits. Armed with the knowledge of the past, the friends confronted the ancient malevolence within the midnight maze. The final battle unfolded in a realm that transcended both the digital and physical worlds, a surreal battleground where the fate of the living and the spirits hung in the balance. With a collective effort, the friends unraveled the curse, banishing the vengeful spirits back to the spectral dimension. As the last echoes of their torment faded, Cryptic Cabins returned to its dormant state, the glow of the arcade machines extinguishing like distant stars. The friends emerged from the arcade, changed by the otherworldly journey they had undertaken. The once ominous forest around Blackridge seemed to exhale a sigh of relief, as if releasing the grip of a supernatural force that had plagued it for centuries. The guardian of Cryptic Cabins, now free from the burden of his duty, nodded in gratitude to the group. With a mysterious smile, he vanished into the shadows, leaving the friends to ponder the inexplicable events that had unfolded. As the sun rose over Blackridge, the town woke from its haunted slumber. The ancient arcade, now a relic of a bygone era, stood silent and enigmatic, its secrets buried once more in the depths of the forest. The friends, forever connected by the spectral journey they had shared, left Blackridge with a profound understanding of the mysteries that lurk in the unexplored corners of the world. Cryptic Cabins, though now a quiet relic, would forever be etched in their memories, a testament to the enduring power of the unknown. Months passed since the friends' harrowing experience in Blackridge, and life seemed to return to normal. However, an unspoken bond tied the group together, and the memories of Cryptic Cabins lingered in the recesses of their minds like a ghostly echo. One evening, as the friends gathered for a quiet dinner in their hometown, an unexpected visitor arrived, a mysterious figure cloaked in shadows, their face obscured by the brim of a wide hat. The air in the room thickened, and a familiar unease settled upon them. The figure revealed themselves to be the guardian of Cryptic Cabins, the same old men who had guided them through the midnight maze. With a grave expression, the guardian spoke of a new disturbance in the arcane arcade, one that threatened to unleash an even darker force upon the world. A new game, Shadow's Resurgence, had emerged within Cryptic Cabins, and its malevolent energy surpassed anything the friends had encountered before. The guardian implored them to return to the forested town and confront the impending danger before it consumed not only Blackridge but the fabric of reality itself. Reluctantly, the friends agreed to embark on another supernatural journey, driven by a shared sense of responsibility and an unspoken duty to protect the world from the spectral forces that sought to breach the boundaries between realms. As they entered Cryptic Cabins once again, the air hummed with an ominous energy. The arcade seemed to pulse with an ethereal glow, and the familiar cabinets whispered of a new, formidable adversary lurking within Shadow's Resurgence. The gameplay was more cryptic and challenging than ever, with the digital world bleeding into reality in unsettling ways. As the friends navigated the game's haunted landscapes, the Guardian revealed that the malevolent force behind Shadow's Resurgence was an ancient entity known as the Shadow Weaver, a being with the power to manipulate reality itself. The friends progressed through increasingly treacherous levels, facing distorted versions of the town and surreal challenges that seemed to defy the laws of nature. Shadows clung to every corner, and ghostly apparitions manifested with increasing frequency. In their quest to reach the final level and confront the Shadow Weaver, the friends uncovered a dark tale from Blackridge's past, a forbidden ritual that had bound the ancient entity to the arcade, using it as a gateway between worlds. The only way to break the curse was to unravel the mystery behind the ritual and sever the connection. As they delved deeper into the haunted memories of Cryptic Cabins, the friends discovered a secret chamber beneath the arcade, a place where the forbidden ritual had taken place centuries ago. Symbols carved into the stone walls pulsed with an otherworldly glow, and an ancient inscription hinted at the key to the Shadow Weaver's demise. Armed with newfound knowledge, the friends faced the final level of Shadow's resurgence. The game transformed into a nightmarish realm, and the Shadow Weaver emerged, a towering silhouette with eyes that glowed like the void itself. The air crackled with an intensity that transcended the digital and physical planes. A battle unfolded, blending the skills honed in the Midnight Maze with the insights gained from the haunted memories of Cryptic Cabins. The friends, now seasoned warriors against the supernatural, faced the Shadow Weaver with a determination that echoed through the ages. In a climactic struggle, the friends uncovered the power of unity and the strength forged in the crucible of supernatural trials. Each move within the game had a counterpart in the spectral dimension, and the boundary between the two realms became a battleground where the fate of Blackridge and the world hung in the balance. With a collective effort, the friends deciphered the ancient inscription and disrupted the forbidden ritual, severing the connection between the Shadow Weaver and Cryptic Cabins. The arcade shuddered, and the malevolent force dissipated like a wisp of smoke. As the friends emerged from the arcade, the Guardian nodded in acknowledgement. The spectral energy that had lingered in the forested town began to fade, and a sense of tranquility returned to Blackridge. The ancient entity, once bound to the arcade, had been vanquished. The Guardian, with a weary but grateful smile, bid farewell to the friends. As they left Cryptic Cabins, the arcade stood silent, its cabinets dormant once more. The friends, forever marked by their supernatural adventures, walked away from the forested town with a newfound appreciation for the fragility of reality and the enduring power of friendship. In the months that followed, the friends occasionally received mysterious postcards from the Guardian, each bearing cryptic messages and symbols that hinted at the continued existence of arcane forces in the world. The memories of Cryptic Cabins became a testament to their shared journey, a story whispered in the language of shadows, an enduring mystery that lingered in the echoes of their lives.